For these Senegalese migrants, it was a bittersweet homecoming to Dakar airport. They were forcibly returned from Libya earlier this year, from where they were trying to reach Europe by boat.
They caught us at sea and they took us to a prison in very bad conditions. We were sleeping on the ground. The conditions there aren't good for a human being.
The world's attention is focused on the hundreds of thousands of refugees and economic migrants arriving on Europe's shores, but that is just a snapshot of a global crisis.
Europe is facing a crisis of how it's responding to refugees. It's not facing a refugee crisis. I mean, globally there are 19.5 million refugees right now.
With so many people on the move, campaigners say the search for a solution should focus on the source of upheaval, whether it's conflicts in the Middle East or poverty and persecution in Africa.
What's happening right now in the Mediterranean is just the last step of a long process that in many cases started here in West Africa.
The majority of migrants in Africa stay on the continent, but moving around is getting harder amid concerns over the economy and security. In South Africa, migrants fled an outbreak of xenophobic attacks this year by residents afraid of foreigners taking their jobs. Cameroon, Niger and Chad have deported thousands of Nigerians following attacks by the Islamist terror group Boko Haram.
In very specific areas, the presence of large numbers of migrants, sometimes undocumented, is a concern for many governments, especially with the risk of infiltration of terrorists or armed groups of different kind.
European and African leaders are due to attend a summit in November aimed at dealing with the migrant crisis. Experts say any solution must address the lack of economic opportunities in many parts of sub-Saharan Africa. Henry Ridgwell for VOA News, London.